Our presenter this evening is Lion Camille Buckham Prince. Lion Camille started her Lionistic career as a member of the Leo Club of Portmore in October 1991. She held several positions in the club, leading up to Leo Club President and later serving as Leo Region Secretary Treasurer. As a Leo, she was named Leo of the Year on several occasions and was also a recipient of the Leo Award of Honor. She's also received awards from Lions International, namely the New Horizons Award for Drug Awareness, and she also had the distinction of being the only Jamaican Leo to be named the International Leo of the Year. She went on to join the Lions Club of Portmore in 1998 and has continued her trail of excellent service. As a Lion, she has served on the board of directors in every position, and she's also served as Lion President on 2 occasions. She's also served as Leo Advisor for 5 consecutive years and received a 5 Diamond Award from Lions Club International before this. She became a member of the district cabinet when she served as zone chairperson during the Lionistic year 2009-2010, and then went on to serve as region chairperson during the Lionistic year 2012 to 2013. At the district level, she has held several positions and now currently serving on the global membership team as associate chairperson for Region 4 and is her club treasurer. Lion Camille is a graduate of the Lions Regional Leadership Institute. She was named a Melvin Jones Fellow by her club in 2012. Lion Camille is married to Lion Steve Prince, Melvin Jones Fellow, and they have 3 children. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Lion Camille as she makes her presentation on Tailtwisting.
Thank you very, very, very much, Lion Sharon. For a minute there, I didn't realize they were talking about Lion Camille, because I hear some things that I had long forgotten. So, but it's good that you have all those information that I can remember as we goes on in life. This evening, fellow Lions, as Lion Sherwin said, I am Lion Camille Buckham Prince, and my role this evening is to tell you about the Tailtwister. All right. Lion Judith, your GLT chair and our old team. Good evening. Distinguished Lions on this platform and Leos, I'm not sure if there's any guests, but my fellow Lions, a pleasant good evening to you. You're here tonight to hear a little bit about tail twisting. Some persons have already been tail twisters, so maybe the first time they're going up as tail twister, or some hoping in the future that they will be tail twisters. Before going further, how many persons do I have online who have been tail twister before? I just need to hear some name. You don't have to all tell me, just give me some names. So this is going to be an interaction session, you know.
Lion Hazel, Christchurch West.
Lion Hazel.
I was tail twister already.
Lion Damien.
Clark, Christchurch West.
Lion Jermaine Bailey, St. Thomas, East St. Thomas Lions Club.
Lion Renee Edwards Ambrose, Lions Club of Antigua and Barbuda.
Lion Denisa, Lions Club of St. Michael. I've been tail twister already.
All right, so my job is getting a little easier.
Lion Elton, St. Martin.
Okay, Lion Elton. All right, my fellow Lions.
Lion Eugene, Lions Club Barbados East.
So I won't have any problem getting tail twister in the thing this evening. I thank you ever so much. And as a tail twister, where's your past tail twister? You're always prepared, right? Fellow Lions?
Seems so.
On me. I don't understand you. All right. The role of a tail twister, it's a fine line between entertaining and being obnoxious. Always remember that. this share. So let me start sharing. Sharing. You're all seeing the I'm sharing, right? You're seeing it, fellow lions?
Yeah, we're seeing it, but
Yes.
you can probably put it on slideshow.
Right. Yes, I'm going to be moving on now.
Yes. Good.
All right, you're seeing. All right, beautiful. All right, the objectives.
I can't see you.
Tonight, I'm hoping fellow lions or Leos, if there are any Leos on board, at the end of the session, we'll all have a better knowledge because I'll be learning from you as you'll hear the history, you'll get a little of the history, goals, with a tail twister, the twisting fine, you get a little tips and the do's and the don'ts. All right, we'll at the end we'll get information on that. But I just want to say before we start, let us get in mood because as a tail twister, you have to set the mood when you're ready to twist. All right, so let us start. Let's get you in the mood for tail twisting. I'm coming, sorry. You hearing the video, fellow lions?
I think you need to put on the
No,
slide show line, Camille.
we're not hearing.
All right, just a minute. Oh, I need this to play.
Like Camille, I think you'd have to press the play button in the bottom left corner of the video. When you put the cursor over the video, there's a gray play button down in the left-hand corner. You may have to press that. Left, left, left.
Oh Lord, thank you, my darling.
Camille, I'm not hearing anything though.
You'll have to unmute your mic, like Camille.
No? Joe, where's the book? You're hearing it now, fellow lions?
No.
You're hearing the movie? You're hearing it?
No.
I'm doing something.
Lion Camille, check the volume again. I think you had taken down the volume probably accidentally.
Oh.
The volume on the actual video itself.
See where you need Line Steve now, Line Camille.
I have to learn. See, I'm being taught, so I'll get better. Volume. I need a volume. All right. You hear it now?
Slow.
Well, can you hear me? Yeah, tell them good night. But yeah, but no, they're busy with them. Yeah.
We're not hearing well, Line Camille.
Hello, but we're not understanding and not hearing anything at all.
You know where to go. All right, fellow Lions, I'll get back to that. All right, we'll get back to that one. All right. We're gonna be having a tail twisting icebreaker. And I don't know, Lion Denise, is that the name? I'm getting it correctly?
Yes, please.
All right, I would like you to repeat this for me, please. In a couple of seconds. Don't go slow, go very fast.
Peter Piper picked
You're going too slow.
Peter Piper picked a peck of
Peter pick a peck of pepper, Peter Piper pick. If Peter Piper pick a peck of pepper, there's a peck of pepper.
Who was that? Lion Hazel. I need you to say that for me, please. And I want you to say it very fast. You ready, Lion Hazel? All right, Lion Hazel don't want to.
I was reading without the mic, sorry. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled pepper, Peter pickled pick. If Peter Picker pick a peck of pickled peppers.
I don't hear one word that you say, Lion Hazel. Not one word. Lion Renee.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. Okay. Now.
All right, fellow Lions. Now that we're in the mood, we're going into. I have to give you a little history of the Tailtwisters, so you know exactly where we're coming from, so we can move on to the future. All right? All right. The concept of tail twisting predates Lions clubs by 2 centuries. Private clubs in England in the early 1700s would naturally find members for telling tall tales or for using another member's tobacco. But Lions perfected this practice of club hijinks. Tail twisting had its origin in the PEP committee formed at the charter of the downtown Detroit Club in 1920. The committee then shifted down to a single energetic personality, according to the world's biggest duos, the story of the Lions. We were trying to find some way to liven up our Lions meeting. Recall Melvin Jones, the founder of Lions Club in 1917. But one fellow who had been born on a farm said that what we need to do was what used to be done. When a cow refused to go through the gate, someone would grab her by the tail and twist it. We all laughed. But one of the boys said, "Why isn't that a good name?" I guess they thought about it because we already had decided on a lion tamer for the sergeant at arms. So it seemed logical for us to give the title of tail twister to the chairman of the PEP committee. But you know, as in anything that is coming up with anything new, anything, and if we know as Lions do that, so it look like it coming from way back. The board of directors, the international board, in a huff of offended dignity, issue an edict against use of low comedy term, according to the Lions history book. Well, the question was battered about at board meetings for a few years. until International President Ray Riley in 1929 got up at a session in Washington one day and told them that they were taking themselves too seriously. So Riley added that clubs would have tail twisters whether the board liked it or not. So the role was established, but the name remained afloat. Right? All right. I need Lion Damien. Repeat this for me. Quickly, quickly, quickly. We need to move on. Quickly, Lion Damien. And Damien. All right. And Elton.
Not hearing us so well enough.
You're not hearing me?
I'm not hearing us so well.
Lion Damien.
Yes, Lion Camille.
I need you to repeat this for me, please, very quickly.
How much woodchuck would...
You're going too, 1 minute, you're going too slow.
If a woodchuck chuck wood, he would chuck, he would as much as he could. A chuck as much as woodchuck would. If a woodchuck could chuck wood.
No bad, David. You're not doing anything.
I'm not talking about so much wood in that night here.
What you said there?
Yes, ma'am. You're making me talking about woodchuck.
But you're not saying it, you're not doing it right, Lion Damien. I need you to repeat it again. Please. Fast.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would as much as he could. I
am sorry, but I am here dying laughing.
If a woodchuck would chuck wood.
All right, Lion Damien, thank you very much. I'm going to ask a female to say it because you're a female. Lion. Hazel. No, I need Lion Beatrice to read that for me, please. I'll appreciate it very much. Lion Beatrice?
Yes, Lion Camille.
Could you repeat this for me, please? Very fast.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Would a woodchuck could chuck wood? If he would chuck, he would as much as he could, and chuck as much as woodchuck would. If a woodchuck chuck wood, I finished. I tried.
Thank you very much, Lion Beach. Lion Damien, you hear it? It sound the difference?
How much wood
Thank you very much, fellow Lion. So we move on. As a tail twister, you have to come up with these little things, all right? To get your members involved. All right. I mean, in 60B, we have a lot of famous tail twisters, I can tell you. But this one, we have when the international, after former President Jimmy Carter, after he resigned as a submarine officer from the Navy, US Navy, he returned to his home in Plains, Georgia, and embarked on what would impact on a career what would impact many. Yes, he became a tail twister. The first thing that I did was to join the Plains Lions Club. He noted at the International Convention in Chicago in 2007. Which, with dedication and hard work, I very soon reached a pinnacle of influence and intrigue and served as tail twister for 3 years, which was a good preparation for the kind of inner relationships that made me successful, at least on a part-time basis in politics. So what Mr. Carter former President Carter is saying, because of his tail twisting ability, he was able to be successful part-time in politics. Fellow tail twister, don't mean to you must go into politics now, you know. But it's just that as a tail twister, you can do a lot of different jobs. All right? Just remember that part. So we get into the role of tail twisting. All right, a tail twister promotes harmony, good fellowship, and enthusiasm in the meetings through appropriate stints, games, and the judicial imposition of fines on club members. I mean, as a tail twister, you're very creative. You have to be very creative. And at meetings, you come up with games. What you can also do is work along with your team and your program chair to make this thing work. You're also an officer of the board of directors and the pet master in your club. Well, a lot of persons might say they're not qualified to be a tail twister. But let me tell you something. A tail twister, the qualification to get that job, as long as you're someone who is outgoing with a good sense of humor and who is not afraid to get up in front of people and sometimes make a fool of yourself. You are a person who plans so that after a meeting, your fellow members will come and say, boy, Lion Tail Twister, that was a good show. That was a good twisting. Why? Because you plan ahead of time. Sometimes you come in the meeting, you know you're going to twist, and you will come in the meeting and you'll find little twists about the place. But you have to come with some. Don't expect to come in the meeting and find twisting. Because sometimes some members, it might be this evening you decide, so all right, I'm going to go twisting to meeting this evening and find all the twists I need. And this one evening your members then decide we're going to be on good behavior. They didn't even sneeze. So guess what? You have nothing to twist about. All you can twist them is all of you pay because you were well behaved. But when you come with your twisting, you're already prepared. So you get in the game. You don't want when the president say, all right, fellow lions, the tail twister will now take the floor. You hear people. No, sir, we're ready to go home. No, again, no, sir. No, you want them to sit up straight and ready for tail twisting. You don't want them to feel that you're going to bore them because they're not coming with anything. You want them to wonder, Lord, I wonder if they do anything and they're going to twist me about it. So you keep your members on edge as a tail twister. All right. I know for our clubs at the start of the year, we'll say tail twisting is going to be $100. Some clubs are more, some might be less. So when the tail twister find you, you cannot appeal. You can't say Lion Tail Twister, you're not paying unless he or she is charging you more than the agreed amount that the club decide on. A tail twister can twist you as many times as possible during the course of the night, but you can only collect money from you twice for that meeting. So it doesn't matter how much time they twist you for that night, because some of us lions, we have no behavior, so we always have lots of things for people to twist us about. But only 2 times, they have to collect money from you. No other time, no more time, all right? All right. The tail twister, and this is the part that I always like, the tail twister cannot be fined at a meeting unless a unanimous amount of members at the meeting present vote and say, yes, we want to twist the tail twister. and you have to pay to twist the tail twister. Unlike the tail twister, when they're twisting you, they just twist it, twist it. If you want to twist the tail twister, you have to pay. And when my club meeting and they want to twist me, I tell them the amount of money they have to pay to twist me. All money is after you collect it, you hand it over to your treasurer and you get a receipt. What we know at my club, we hand the receipt to the secretary, but for file among his or her stuff. Depends on the club. You deal with that receipt as it sees fit, but make sure you get a receipt from the treasurer. All right. All right. We're getting into some tail twisting tip now. You see, as a tail twister, a good tail twister, you're very alert. When you're in the meeting, you look around, you make sure that the head table are okay. You make sure the members there are listening and, you know, no disturbance. But whenever time you're doing that, even if you're moving around, you're not to let it interfere with the progress of the program. Your activity must not interfere with it. Because in many instances, the success of that meeting depends on you, your lively imagination of good tail twisting. As a tail twister meeting, you can keep members quiet and listen to what is being said. As soon as they hear them, see them, watch and see them start talking or they get distracted, you just go and stand up beside them. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. Just stand up and you'll be surprised. People don't, not another word out of their mouth. They just quiet and focus on the head table. For me, what I do, what I tail twisters, normally when I go to convention and stuff like that, a lot of people stay far from me. It is not nice. I feel lonely because they just think that I'm going to twist them. So as they see me, they keep quiet. Even if I tell them that I am not twisting. So as a tail twisters, you have that little thing. When you want people to keep quiet, just stand up beside them or behind them, and they're very quiet. A good tail twister knows when to stop and not push his or her luck. I like to tell persons when they ask me, Lion Camille, what am I about this twisting thing go? Listen, when you're twisting at a meeting, doesn't matter which meeting, you want to leave the people them on an eye. So it's when you twist and them laughing, some of them dropping all off of them chair, you stop there. Lion President, that's it for today. Some of them always, no, we want some more. Come next meeting, we're ready again for you. So you give them something to look forward to for the next meeting. Each tail twister have their unique style of doing the task. Some persons good at doing games. Some person good at giving one tail twisting, and I mean, it floor the place, you just collect your money. But it is also, as some people might say, one of the hardest jobs in lionism. And I think why people say so, because I mean, for you to get people to laugh, especially when they are stressed, especially when they are going through different emotion or different things, you have to dig deep. It takes someone who is willing to spend time researching timely issues, planning humorous activities, and how to make the members relax before, during, or after a stressful day. You have some members, them coming from work and they are tired and all of that. But when them say, no man, tail twisting nice, man, I go get some laugh here and get rid of a little stress here. And they'll come meeting. Some person will just come meeting for the tail twisting. as sad as it sounds. Since as a tail twister, you're the salvation to a good club meeting. Because the members them forget their problems and have fun meeting with fellow lions. Because when the meeting is over, the tail twister they'll remember. Because they need to hold, some person need to hold on upon that fun time, that fun memory, so that the stress not come back. And as a good tail twister, you help some people, like how they have some person who smoke and want to stop smoke, and then use them patch. Use like a patch for those lions who are stressed when they come from meeting. They don't have to take anything else. They just be the tail twister of the evening, fun and fellowship, and then forget all of their stress. All right. Some persons, they have tail twisters, depends on the meeting that you're having. For instance, if you're twisting at a convention, it's a big room, you have to speak loudly. You see, if you find yourself almost shouting, it means you're at the right volume because you want all the members to hear you. You have to get out of your comfort level of speech volume. You can't speak softly. Persons will not hear you. And it is important when they hear what you're saying, especially if you're explaining something and how it is going to work. If I'm going to be involved in this game or whatever, I need to hear clearly and I need to hear it exactly what it is I'm going to do. Speak slowly, not boring. Because there's nothing worse than trying to listen to someone who is racing through what they are saying. No. A little helpful hint, when you want to practice alone as a tail twister, some person prepare yourself to go to the tail twisting. Practice talking with your hand resting lightly under your chin. You should be able to feel your jaw moving up and down with each word. Believe you me, this really works. So try it, like lion tail twister, especially the new tail twisters, try it before you leave your house and see. And let me know, you're going to report back to me. All right, the do's and don'ts of tail twisting. Fellow lions, the do's. Plan ahead for your meetings. As I said earlier, prepare for the meeting. Come with some twists. Limit your time to about 10 minutes. You don't want to start boring the people in. 10 minutes, pack it, nice, cut it. Be enthusiastic. Laugh. I mean, if when the president says, line so-and-so, tail twisting time. What I normally do is I start laughing before I even start. And then the members them start laughing. They don't even know what I'm laughing about, but them laughing. Some of them say them laugh because they don't want me to twist them. But whatever it is, you get them laughing, so you get them in the mood. At meetings, have different tail twisting activities. You don't want it to get bored. You don't want the person to say, Lord, it's the same thing, him coming over and over. Every meeting come with something. All right, tonight is good to say, all right, for tonight, I'm going to twist all the seniors. Or I'm going to twist the under 30 or under 40s. Or tonight, I'm going to work with my programs chair and we'll have a crazy tie or crazy hat. And you can do your twisting of that. Those persons who wear the crazy hat and them tie, you can twist them off that. But come with different things, make people wonder where the twister going to come with tonight. What the twister going to come with tonight. There's another thing that I tell people to do. Talk to the president, especially at your activities meeting. Find out, call the president and you might say, I'm president, what word are you going to use tonight? Regular. Say we'll come up with a word, say excellent. When the meeting start, before the meeting starts, you can let persons know, all right, fellow lions, tonight the word is excellent. So every time you hear the president say excellent, the first person to jump up and say, I heard it, give them a kisses chocolate. So depending on the president and how much time the president say excellent, you'll be throwing kisses all over the night. Tell me which lion wouldn't want to be getting kisses all night? The person with the most kiss at the end of the meeting get a prize. So it depends on the twister and the president. You can have different things at your meeting as a tail twister. You have that authority. You have that go-getting state to get whatever you need to get out of the meeting because you decide that you're going to have a good meeting. You inspire, and in that way, when doing those little things, you inspire and promote fun in the members then. Because the people them start getting competitive now. They're listening to the president because I want to make sure that I hear it first to jump up. So you're doing 2 in 1 now. You're getting them to listen to what is happening and you're getting them excited. So you use your position, and you also use your position as a tail twister to keep meetings on track and maintain order. Don't. Tail twisters, incoming tail twisters, if you're new, don't insult people. Please, don't do that. And then don't use vulgar jokes or languages. As a tail twisters, you need to know the members. You need to know your members. If you're tail twisting of your club, you need to know your members. So you know not only the person who you're twisting, but the rest of the members. Because I might say, okay, I know Lion Sadie, so I know I can twist her a certain way and she's okay with it. But you might offend the rest of members in your club. You don't want that. And try not to make it too personal. Don't make it too personal. Don't find guests. What I do at meetings, when the guests are there, and there are stuff that I want to twist them about, I twist their sponsor on their behalf. So the sponsor will pay, not the guests. And fellow lads, Leos, don't take yourself too seriously. Please. Because if you take yourself too serious, then people are not going to get the fun out of it. All right. Next, don't always pick on the same people. Don't do that. Because sometimes, because I know the tailtwisters are going to pick on me, I might not come meeting. And you let them feel uncomfortable or unwelcome. But on the flip side, you have some people who, because you don't twist them, they're uncomfortable because they're like, if they don't exist. You come at this one set of people and the rest of us just sit down. So if you think you're at a meeting and you think that what you have in there in your hand or in your book, what you have in your book, not going to make it tonight. Just have one big twist. So everybody laugh or you collect or you're done. So you just have to be creative. You don't want people don't want to come meeting, you want them to come meeting. All right? I am going to be looking at giving you a little ideas of some twisting of our famous twisters. For you just to get the idea where we're coming from. But as time goes, and now we're on virtual, things change. But just look, because for you to move to the future, you have to look where we're coming from. All right, just watch these couple of videos, then we'll move on.
Cannot hear anything.
We're not hearing.
Please say I do.
Are you hearing now?
It's gone again.
I think
Video
it
is paused.
When you walk me up the aisle,
Okay.
something ain't jiving here too good. And then, to top it all off, I realized the imbalance within the multiple district. 3 lovely queens and 3 ugly drag queens. And I said I want drag queens, but all of them came up with special shawls and all kind of funny things. Our outgoing governor, incoming council said, funny. But I understand that the impact became even bigger because I slowly but surely started to pay attention to what he was saying, and I want to say how he did it verbatim. He said that he was a little uncomfortable speaking with a sash around. And then suddenly started talking about how he's met like a hugger. And that he's going to be getting more intimate with his family. I don't know which family he's talking about. The Lions family, we love compassion. And we love a passion for compassion. But we men don't like hug-ups. Those that like hug-ups, please stand. Sorry. But that's not a problem. Because I noticed it kept rubbing off on this table. It started over here with like Carlos, for how he liked the old guys. Then you started like council chair, elect, with how you like hugging up. And to top it all off, our past international director. I mean, let's get real. All day we making these funny remarks. And then he says, and if I am taking, like if Lion Tracy, if I am taking, can't bring Lion Malcolm. Why didn't pick Lion Beverly or Lion Jones? Why just pick Lion Malcolm? Something wrong on this table today. I better bring another in here to be in that. But we will continue looking at some of the bad jokes that happened today. Lion Davy, I want to truly thank you for streaming all day. Lion Davy comes from St. Martin. But Lion Davy has been hassled all night. And part of the day by Lion Nadine and Lion Melissa. The D-Birds from Guyana. The people from Guyana is behind you. That's why. And listen to what I tell the poor boy. That he can't find the whole all night and this morning that he's having a problem getting his, what was it? What he couldn't find exactly? What was the camera? Oh, because you know, this meeting is a funny meeting today. So when you all start talking about holes, I get very nervous. This morning we had a little charade here among the council chairs, the past council chairman. We were playing jump the seat. So they started changing who's sitting where, naturally led by Lion Tracy. Lion Tracy decided he changed the way he's sitting, and then he put Lion Colette to sit someplace beside Lion Nicolette, and who was going to sit on who, and who was going to sit on who. What exactly was that? How you know it was your seat? You were not in the people given the lineup for the seat. How you know it was your seat? Like council chairman, past council chairman Colette. How late did you reach this meeting? How late did you arrive? No. We started at 11:15 and you came at 15 after that. We were to start at 11, not 11:15, not 11:30. 15 minutes late in your opinion. You reached at 11:30. The meeting was stated for 11. Yeah, but that's the council chairman you have to blame. You go look at your dollar day afterwards, give a hug up for your dollar. Like, outgoing Mr. Governor 60, Patrick, where are you? Oh, he left? You have to go on a plane? Oh, he's still out too. But I noticed that you were a little confused today. First, you told us to wait, or was it wave? What you wanted exactly? Because some of us were waiting to wave. We were confused that you wanted a wave to see if you were there. And then I realized that something went wrong in your administration. Because you said we had 81 clubs from 60B, 57 and 68, giving us a grand total of 180. So that's supposed to have a grand total of 138. So I want to congratulate you and the two outgoing governors for a great job done with those 20 new clubs. Please show me Are we still looking for that? I noticed also you're placing a lot of emphasis today on making sure you register your name down there because of future need to ensure that you can show where you were. You were having these problems before? I never had that problem. Because I don't think you put a lot of emphasis on those types of things.
All right, fellow line, that was at one. I'm going to give you another type of tail twisting. A couple seconds, and one more after this, and then we get back.
Lance Frank, it has been such a long time we have not met up. Even when I come on your island, I don't see you. And then, come here. You wanted to dance with me last night. You never get a chance. That's what I know. So Lance Frank now. I said, it has been such a long time. Where have you been? Have you been keeping well? Yes. Me know what your answer again. I remember what you tell me. And he said, yes, up and about. I guess up more often than not. So I like. Then he gives out, okay, landlord, more not than often. Land Colton. I tell you, the Barbadians just got really outrageous on this trip, you know. Let me help you. There are just some men you have to hold on to. Oh, yeah. Good. Now, this is Land Colton Bennett. We all know he's past this. We know he's Reverend. We know he's Taranot. And this is his partner in service, a very able-bodied. Oh, anyway, I saw Land Colton and his dear partner was at his side at the time. I gave the gentleman 3 kisses. I said, 1 for you and 2 to your sweet wife. The next day I saw them both. I asked, Aunt Marley, did you get anything from Land Colton? I sent something for you yesterday. He didn't allow her to answer. He said, in fact, I gave her something last night, but she was sleeping. But she did not wake up. Oh, this your Joan, this your Land Joan. She was there. She was there. So I said, yes, but it must be what I had given you to give her, because that's easy to do. And just to Land Colton is not what you gave me to give her, though. Mr. Puppish, and I'm going to be finished. Do I have 3 minutes or 1? 1?
Other style of tail twisting, game, activity.
And community, we have saved the best for the last. Please.
Good afternoon to everyone. I will say it again. Good afternoon to everyone. Now, question.
I thought I'd break the ice and tell a joke. If the room is silent,
nobody has to pay. But if one person stickers, then everybody will pay $2 to make a tail twisted. For us all. Is that fair? Am I right or am I right? Now, there was a Baptist minister who said, whoever gives the most money in church this Sunday, you can select whatever hymns you want. So, the praise went around. Everybody put in their money. So when the plane came back, the pastor said, wait a minute, there's a $1,000 bill in here. Put it in here. Come forward. You can select whatever hymns you want. From way back in the church, the oldest lady came forward like this. So when she reached, the pastor said, wait a minute, you put $1,000 in here just to select some hymn? She said, yeah. Can I select a hymn? The pastor said, go ahead, man. You select whatever hymn you want. She said, I want hymn, and hymn. There was snickering, right? You all have to pay $2. So I'm going to quickly say because we're a lot of talking, right? And we don't talk about it anonymous, but we appreciate the reports. But I put together a song quickly. It's to Michael Road about a show. When it stop, and I raise my hand for hallelujah, okay? Because I sing a deep bass, and nobody really understands because of how deep my bass is for a lady. You don't know when to come in. So when I raise my hand, you come in with hallelujah. Everybody ready? And I'm going to try to mention everybody Lions country in this song. Good afternoon, Lions and Leos among us. That song there, let's start over again. Good afternoon, Lions and Leos among us. We have Lions from St. Thomas and Barbados. Today is District Governor Isaac's birthday. So you know who have to pay. The Lions from the A. We have Lions from Grenada and Virgin Gorda. Some from St. Vincent, South St. Croix, and some from Patola. Hallelujah. St. Lucia Lions and Golden Demon. We're talking about those from Grand Cayman. But then, District Governor Isaac spoke about letting our hair down. But looking at him, he has none. But District Governor who is important, zealous, injured, talented, and tantalizing on behalf of the Lions and Leos today. District Governor, continue to enjoy your birthday. Now, some Lion clubs might mention a top. Listen, I'm in my 50s. I can't remember them all. So on behalf of the St. Martin Lions today, all Lions, please support Tailtwisters and pay. Yes, Lions people from St. Thomas, and thank you. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Happy birthday again.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Give her another round of applause. All right, I know that the Lions right now are really, I know you're not going to be I'm not really the Lions that attend the institute, just stand up. Stand all the way down. No, this year again, Just one thing. Stand. Just pay your money because I know you're really work right now. Right? I believe when you come here, what you eat here, what you smell here, what you see here, leave it here. So just stay here. And it's wrong. You're still celebrating, right? So we're not going to really twist anybody because they're all as a golf tournament right now. And I have my two individual vehicles. My name is Please to let you know you're not to touch here. Yes, you're not to touch the right. Thank you. Now your net is down there. You're going to take the ball, start with the net down here. Do not touch your waist should assist you getting the catch. Now, Caroline, Vicky. Right.
Same thing. You sure? You see? Good. What is it?
Thank you very much, Nanny. We're just about to run and please pay your $1. Thank you very much, Nanny.
Yeah. All right, fellow lions. As I said, as a tail twister, you have your different style. You don't have to come with one thing, different thing. Members will enjoy it just as much. Oh. You enjoy that, Lion Rita?
Yes, I did.
I'm happy to hear. All right, recapping. Tail twister. You as a tail twister, you have to learn to twist the tail. It's not that you're telling any lie on anybody. For instance, let me give you an example. I was at home and a lion called me to say, boy, Lion Camille, if you know what happened to me today. I had this new car and I decided to go town to buy some vegetable. But a couple months ago, they had stolen this lion car. When she bought her vegetable, she come out, she don't see the car. So you know, she make an alarm and go on, and then when she look down the bottom, she see the car another gate. So you know, it's all right. At meeting now, I call her up and I said, fellow lions, let us all, you know, pray for Lance. That's that line, and I'd call in the name. And let me tell you why. She lost her car couple of months ago and she bought a new one and she hear that vegetable. She never tell me all of that, you know. Me just take it out of the story. She hear that vegetable downtown was selling reasonable, so she decided to go. She park her vehicle and she go in and she bought her vegetable. When she came out, she not seen her car. Remembering that them just thief one, She drop all her things, them a ground, and she put her hand on her head and she call, not again, you not get that one, yeah. You not thief that one, yeah. And she carrying, knowing that is the market, a lot of people gather around. And lady, what happened? I bought me carry us and somebody thief it. And them not get it, and someone who try care what me care, come give me. No, the gentleman who is in charge of the parking lot came up. And you know, I'm not feeling too good because if people know that them thief in car in the place that him watching, him not going to get any cars, him won't make any money, nobody not going to want to park in there. So I'm very concerned. He said, lady, what happened to you? So she said, sir, I just bought my car and I park it right here and somebody thief it. So I tell them, bring back my car, come give me. The gentleman turned to her and said, miss, may I have your key, please? She give him the key. The gentleman squeezed the alarm and the car go pop up down the bottom of the road. You know, just give her the key and walk away. Don't tell me no, fellow line. She never tell me all of that, you know, but that is what I get out of the story. So you just learn to know how to twist the tail. A, for alert. As a tail twister, you have to be alert. Trust me. Fellow lions, if somebody sneeze, all if you know in the room, you find somebody who did sneeze and twist them. Everything happen. You just have to be alert. You don't have to be everywhere, but you have a few people who will help you. For me, when I'm not there, even if I'm late, as I reach here, Lion Camille, you have to get that one and write it down for me. So you have your people them who are alert, who are helping you too, but you as an individual have to be alert. Sometimes people do things in a meeting and they're not even aware of it, but you catch it and you do what you need to do with it. Ingenious, I mean, coming up with ideas, funny ideas. Just be very creative. And laughter. You have to laugh at yourself and laugh with people so people laugh with you too. Time, do it in a timely manner. As I said, don't stretch it out over 10 minutes. You don't have to go to 10 minutes, but once you start go over 10 minutes in a twisting, it start losing the whole thing. Watch the crowd. If you know that you're going to be twisting, as you step into the room, the tail twister, start watching. Watch the movement of the people then. Yeah. The whole environment and the whole, you know how to start your twist. You know what twist will take it at this meeting and what, probably not based on the people that are there, not going to hold this lion. Inject. You need to know when you're in a meeting, the meeting getting a little, I want to say bored, but you know, it's stretching out. You know when to inject a twist. Wake up some of the lions and move up asleep or going to sleep. You need to know when to do it. Anytime in the meeting you can do it unless there is a guest speaker, you cannot interrupt. You must not interrupt the guest speaker. No matter what. Even if you think the guest speaker is not grabbing you, you cannot interrupt. And as I said, not only watch the people them, but study alliance them. Study them to know who you can say what to, and they will take it.
Yep, that is important.
You need to know what to say to them, and they can take it. But also, you need to know the people that are in there, because there are some lines, I can take a thing, but persons inside them might feel offended with what you say to me. So, I mean, you have to learn both ways. Your techniques, man, is yours. Everybody have their own technique. As a tail twister, just develop yours. My technique is, all when I am not twisting and people see me, them keep very quiet because them just think me I got twist. Because as a twister, even if you're not twisting, you still take notes. Take your notes then. If you're not twisting, take your notes. Because there's sometimes you're called upon. Sometimes a chairman might ask somebody else, a person run late or something happen, and they just have to call upon you. Always be prepared as a tail twister, no matter what meeting you're going to. Because you never tell when they're going to call you to help out. As a tail to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying your role, it no make no sense. You have to enjoy. It doesn't matter, even not even only as a tail twister, whatever position you have, enjoy it. Make the best of it. Respect. Always give respect. Respect, no matter what or who. Give respect. As a tail twister, always remember, when you're twisting, you have to respect the other person. All right? In conclusion, my dearest fellow lions, and I might say if Leos are there, in a nutshell, the tail twisting is limited to the fantastic imagination of the tail twister. Some persons, their imagination gone way out. So it's your imagination, how you think you want your meeting to run. And as I said earlier, have some ready assistant. Depends on the activity that you're performing this night. Have person who help you out so that it can move fast. And you do it in a timely manner. And you also helping those persons for future tail twisting, but future tail twisters. So when they do these things, you're also training them. And Lions, Leos, all that I've said to you, they're just ideas to get you started. Your creativity is what's going to make your year the best ever. So as tail twisters, before I get down to the last line, as I said earlier, tail twisters, you have to be always be prepared. So at this time, I'm going to call on Lion Dean Weatherhead to give me one twist. I hear that Lion Dean is the best tail twister in Barbados.
The best of the best.
Right, so at this time, I want him to give me one. Or two if him can.
Good. Well, you got me there. You got me there. I was just like, I was just making some notes. Generally, if you allow me to catch myself,
all right.
Certainly, you got me there. You got me there.
Landine, I know you only need 2 minutes, so I'll give you 2 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but let me say that let me thank you for touching the areas. I think you touch almost all the possible areas of a tail twister, but I like the part about the creativity. You gotta be creative. You gotta be creative. But one of the things I would want like to stress, I think you made it the point. I want to stress it some more. If you're looking to be a tail twister, yeah, I think you need from day one. You don't wait till you become a tail twister to be open. You need to. What I'm saying is, like, if you're approaching the tail twisting position, you can't be that serious and vexed when people find you, and then when the time comes to be tail twister, then all of a sudden you're the funniest thing in the club. So you need to be open. When you're tail twisting, be relaxed. When you're finding somebody, or you're pitching a find, always be open, because you're not sure if it is going to go down the same line that you want. So you got to be prepared that suppose it comes back at you at a different angle, that you can let it work for you. And as you rightly said, persons like to laugh at the tail twister. So the tail twister who can laugh at himself starts with a plus, right? So that's something I like to stress. Make sure that you, as a tail twister, you come across as being friendly and you can take a joke and stuff. The other little point that I would say is, like, you talk about being attentive. That's a learning process as well. For example, knowing your protocol, right? You mentioned the head table, how the head table is seated, but one of the examples that you're almost certain to get a fine, especially when you have visitors. Persons like to get up and before they address the chair, they address the senior person there. So if the district governor is present, they say land, before they say land president, they say land district governor. So here it is, you have an opportunity to start to reinforce the protocol that you always have to introduce the chair first. You touch another point there about your sources. You got to protect your sources. You got to protect your informers. People that come to you with information. And when you're finding, you gotta make sure, because as you said, you can't see everything, you can't hear everything. So you need to encourage that. You need to encourage people to talk foolishness and that kind of stuff. And like I said, basically feed on it. Seating is also important. The way you sit is also important. You cannot be a Tailtwister and sit down in the front. You got to sit down somewhere that you could see all the action, who come in late, who ain't come in late, and that kind of stuff. So something like seating is important. And to me, this last thing, you mentioned like cabinet meeting and Zoom meetings, conventions and stuff, right? Something that I find, I don't think you will see it in the textbook or anything like that, but I think it is critical. Anytime you're tail twisting with another person, you need to pick up the vibe, or what the young people call the vibe, to see where it is going. And as you said just now, in terms of time, always be conscious of the time. And if the tail twister, let's say the 2 or 3, and the one out of the 3 is out and running, and hitting the ball is just, everybody in stitches. Notwithstanding that you have 10 fines, your job for the night might just be to feed that person. Just hold off. You don't have to compete with that person, because that person is on a roll, and every now and again that happens. Right? Yeah. And there's no sense you trying to match that person's energy, because you might feel, you might fall on your face. Yeah. So the best thing is to do is to let that, if that their twister is running things, let him or her run things, and just you just make some little notes, right? You make some notes and just feed him, like if I guess in cricket, in terms of the person stroking the ball, just feed him the strike, you think, and let that work, let that work for you. So creativity, as you said, and being unique, and basically enjoy. Oh, the other thing too critical is raising the money, It's like to talk about fun and thing, but at that admin account, you like to have some funds, and they tell me they limit to 2 fines, but please, please let persons contribute and stuff. The cracking the jokes, telling the jokes too, you didn't touch on that. I would say that if persons are not comfortable with jokes, that you don't need to go there. You keep it simple. But if you're good at it, there's nothing wrong either in rehearsing the joke. Make sure you rehearse the joke, because again, if you start a joke and somebody heckle you and you forget halfway, God help you. You need to know how to come back in. So those are some notes. But in terms of fine, if I had a fine, having spoken for a lot of time, like presenter. At one time, I wasn't hearing the the presentation, so I'm not too sure the tail twisting from that point of view. The tail twisting aspect, it was a presentation issue, or it was tail twisting. It was an attempt at tail twisting in terms of testing person's knowledge and vision as to if they can see or hear, to test. Because at one time I thought it was my gadget, and I was blaming my gadget when I realized that was you that really did not pull through. And that part about the what do you call them? The tongue
twisters, yeah.
Yeah, that part. I mean, I find that interesting, but my query on that would be, if you had the club, if it was in a club forum, how basically you would do it. And well, the other thing too is when we find in, especially if you're doing the cabinet meeting and you're doing the zone meeting and you try to expand it, rather than find a person where you only collect your $2 or your $1 or whatever. You try to bring in the club, or you try to bring in the island. Like, for example, so if there was a convention in Barbados, a lot of Jamaicans, for example, most likely going to be present. So you just can't go and find like Camille and leave it there. You're going to try to find all Jamaican posse. Yeah. You got to find something to find the Jamaicans on. And similarly, if because if you just find one person, then the money doesn't tally, right? So those are some of the points. You spoke pretty well. You didn't talk much foolishness, so I can't really fight. Like you said, when you're in the meeting, everybody sit down and talk decent, and nobody don't talk out of the way. you know, but you don't say anything ambiguous and anything, but you talk pretty straight. So, you know, I guess you realize that they had a tail twist in the house, so you kept it quiet. So if this was a general meeting, I would just get up and say, you know, given how things have gone tonight, I seek a contribution on behalf of the tail twisting. Please put in your $2. Thanks very much. See you next meeting. Hopefully something will happen.
Right.
That's my 2 cents worth.
Thanks, Landy. Thanks, Landy. And that's the reason why I was saying, Landy, that's that always come prepared to twist, because this one evening, everybody might just be quiet and know nothing at all.
Yeah, and that's what they do. That's what they do.
And you can't do it every meeting. Suppose you can do it this one meeting to pay whatever, but you can't keep doing that every meeting.
Yeah, because I look down through the participants and I know I see a lot of Tailtwisters and they're people that talk foolishness 24/7 and they keep quiet tonight. So, you know, just to show you.
Yeah.
I call
yes, Landy, I'm going to call them up just now. And I have one here.
Man.
I have one here who was raised a question, like Walton out of Cayman, an excellent Tailtwister who just raised a question. He indicated because of different personalities of lines, it is easier to twist some lines than others. Therefore, lines are easy targets for Tailtwisters. How can a Tailtwister bring equity to Tailtwister members? And I think what he's speaking to, that there's some persons like Dean and yourself just mentioned, who you can Tailtwist who will not mind. But then there are other persons who seem stiff to Tailtwisting, but you still want to be able to bring equity and not Tailtwist everyone. So how could you bring equity and Tailtwist those persons who are not easy targets?
Sure.
You want to go?
All right. Well, I'm the floor line, Dean. What I normally do, Sherwin, is, or in certain, so I'm the person who wants to twist, but Lion Sonia and I are very close. So guess what? In twisting, I let Lion Sonia stand up too. So even though I'm twisting, say I'm twisting this person, it spill off on Lion Sonia so she don't feel like she don't get any twist. I'm not really twisting her for her to get offended, you know. But she come under that umbrella of that. Just like what Landine was saying, when you want to twist, a twisting line coming from Jamaica, it was like all the Lions Club, all the members of Jamaica get up and you do one twist. So I tend to do that to some persons who either they're quiet and don't really give any trouble so for me to twist them, or they're just, as they say, stiff, them not really into the twisting. That is one thing that I do. I don't know if anybody else have any. Landine might have an idea, but that's what I normally do.
Well, from my side, be honest with you, I don't really get much of that challenge. I guess that they work out that I talk foolishness and I really don't mean nothing by and that kind of stuff. So I don't get the challenge, but I can see I've seen other Tailtwisters have that problem. But hey, for $2 for two, you know, you just do it. You just make sure it's not personal and just move on. I would not lose, you know, I personally would not lose it. I don't know how they're gonna respond. So I would just do it. Try not to be offensive. It's not personal and stuff. But if somebody, for example, if you find somebody for coming late, somebody for not putting on the regalia, if somebody for getting up and saying something out of whack or whatever, that can't be personal. That can't be anything. Anything personal, you know, and if they take it personal, then I don't know if you can do anything about that. It's more reflection of them
from there. Another line asks, how do you deal with a situation when a member gets offended by the twister?
Whoa.
You know, like I said, it depends on how far the twisting go. You know, if it is something personal,
right?
But if you find the person for not attending, for example, not attending a project, for not attending the project, for not addressing the head table correctly, you know, for not standing at attention like some people would do when the national anthem is going in. If you find them generally like that, and stuff, but if you know your members too,
right, you have to know your members.
You got to know your members. So if somebody feed me some information about a line, then I got to be careful of how you know how I approach the topic. But generally, the person I don't really have. I don't have that difficulty. If I do have the difficulty, it don't get back to me. So I pretty cool in that regard.
Yes, I just thought I'd share that to me because you had 3 clips, and I know there are some new lines and some lines who haven't really traveled to conventions who probably would not be aware of the individuals. So I think the first clip would have been past District Governor Lane Claudius Boncampo, who is the brother of the incoming District Governor. A very good, never exciting tail twister. I think the second one would have been Lion Claudette from Jamaica, who has a very unique style. And then we had accompanying you, Lydia Mulamar from Virgin Girl, a very never exciting and yourself. So for those persons who are not aware, these are some of the tail twisters that are normally well sort of at cabinet meetings, and you would have seen them in action. So hopefully we'll get to the stage again where we can all travel and you will get a chance to have the experience of the good tail twisters among us. And there are some in the chat. Some are online who have proven their worth as tail twisters.
Yes.
Are there any questions? Any other questions, comments?
And I was hoping any of them online could give us a twist line sharing.
I don't know if like Walton wanted to give us one, if he's in a position. I know he's never good to a twister, a Bajan Grand Cayman. Like Walton, you want to take up the challenge?
Line.
I know that I also saw Lion Dave on.
Dave was the one I was going to ask him. Lion Dave, come on.
They're all shy tonight.
No, yes. Well, I don't know if I want to tail twist, but I could share a story. You want me to
that's part of tail twisting.
Yeah.
As long as we can laugh.
Right. So I'll share my story with my two nuns, Lion Camille.
Yes, darling. Go ahead.
All right. So, fellow lands, there were two nuns. One of them was known as Sister Mathematical, and the other one was known as Sister Logical. Now it's getting dark, and they're still far away from the convent. Sister Mathematical says, "Have you noticed that a man has been following us for the past 38.5 minutes? I wonder what he wants." Sister Logical says, "It's logical. He wants to rape us." "Oh no, at this rate, he will reach us in 15 minutes at the most. What can we do?" says Sister Mathematical. Sister Logical says, "The only logical thing to do, of course, is to walk faster." Sister Mathematical, "Sister, it's not working." "Of course it's not working. The man did the only logical thing. He started to walk faster too. So what shall we do? At this rate, he will reach us in 1 minute. The only logical thing we can do is split. You go that way and I'll go this way. He cannot follow us both." So the man decided to follow Sister Logical. Sister Mathematical arrives at the convent and is worried about what has happened to Sister Logical. Then Sister Logical arrives. "Sister Logical, thank God you're here. Tell me what happened." "The only logical thing happened. The man couldn't follow us both, so he followed me." Yes, so what happened after that?" "The only logical thing happened. I started to run as fast as I could, and he started to run as fast as he could. And the only logical thing happened. He reached me." "Oh dear, what did you do?" "The only logical thing to do. I lifted up my dress." "Oh sister, what did the man do?" "The only logical thing to do. He pulled down his pants." "Oh no, what happened then?" "Isn't it logical, sister? A nun with her dress up can run faster than a man with his pants down." And I was going to be dirty. I'll pray for you.
No, the only logical thing.
Thank you, Lion Dave. Only Lion Dave.
Only Lion Dave.
Yes. I'm also seeing Lion Rosie on. Lion Rosemary Spence, another tail twister. Lion Rosie.
I'm sorry. After that one with Lion Dave, I can't match it. I'm sorry.
Oh, God, Lion Rosie, man.
Lion Rosie, you don't ever shy away.
I'm still cracking up. Just give me some time.
Yes, there are some tail twisters among
yes, very good tail twisters.
Yes.
And as I said, fellow Lions, based on how you work with your members will get information from you so you'll always have material to work with, even if you're not there. Lions call me at my house. Lion Camille, you are missed today, but here now. These and they give me, and I twist it in my way, totally outside of what they do, what they told me. For instance, I have one until Lion Rosie get on or together. My last one. You know, with the funeral, with the old Covian funeral, a lot of persons not able to attend funeral. So one of my lion went in support of another lions. We have in our club a funeral director. So most time that's the person we use if our family members deceased or, you know, we use her. So she was the one doing the funeral. So my lion went with her in support of the member whose family member died. And he had to go back to work. So he didn't have any vehicle, so he had to get a ride in the funeral director car. In the front part, don't worry, he says not the back, he must have. No, I don't know if they were talking and she speed past where we work. So when I hear about it, I said, "Man, Patrick, what you mean you couldn't just jump out of the car?" He said, "Lion Camille, if I am jumping out of a taxi, people will come and help me because they realize maybe the taxi was taking me away. Can you imagine me jumping out of driving funeral earth? Can you imagine, is a dead that jumping out of the earth and it's not a live person? So, I mean, nobody will help me, so I couldn't. Given that, that's not what they tell me, but I fit it like that. I twist it like that.
Yes.
Lion Rosie, you ready for me?
Lion Rosie, are you ready? I also see Lion Sharon on, Lion Sharon Pigott, we haven't seen for a while. Love a Tailtwister.
Lion Sharon, what person seat up? I was just thinking, you know, that this whole thing about virtual, that, you know, I guess we have not mastered the whole thing about Tailtwisting virtually. And to say that, it ties back into the point that Camille was mentioning, that when you tail twist, you know, you sort of feel, and you usually hear comedians make this point. It is what you get from the audience, right?
Yes.
How persons respond that sort of fuel you and make you think.
Excited.
So now that you're virtual, right? You really can't. You're not hearing the interaction of members, so it is difficult, you know, to find and stuff. So this is actually it's just a part of the training, because I have never twisted on a virtual platform. Yeah, and I can see it being difficult because I'm not being able to pick up what the facial expressions and that kind of stuff, because that's critical. You know, it's how the people, and sometimes you see the people smirking. Sometimes for the time they said Tailtwister, for the time you're approaching the podium, you know, person start smirking and that kind of stuff and pulling the wallet and stuff, and that's how they give you
because they know they do something wrong, so they're going to pay now.
Here it is now, you know, I just look at a blank screen and stuff, so it's difficult. It's difficult for me to pick up that vibe and stuff. So I'm not necessarily apologizing, but that's weird. But to say to you that I've made some points in the interim over the period of the COVID period, and I cannot wait to get back to to open meeting, because I got some clubs, I got some members to find, but it has to be in the open. I can't find them online. I need to see them face to face. I need to stand up. And we need to interact, right? And stuff. So this virtual finding, we will all get accustomed to it. But this is obviously part of the training. No apology. I'm not apologizing, but this is the real thing here.
And a question came in just now from one of the Lions who said, with the new COVID situation, having meetings online, how do you implement tail twisting? Exactly. So that is one of the challenges now that we have to look to see how we can still raise funds by having fun and the virtual meetings. So I believe the creators among us will find ways to be innovative.
Yes. Definitely.
Right. And I think this is a good learning experience I'm seeing, because I'm seeing Elaine Renius, who says she's a new line, so she's also new to tail twisting. So this is a good experience from her to hear from the experienced tail twisters as well. Yes. Any other comments, Lions or Leos?
All right.
The other thing that The only other thing I would like to keep pushing is that part about protocol. Because, you know, in many instances, every now and again, we have a complaint about protocol. And that is one way, tail twisting is one way that we can sort of like to reinforce it. You know, like I said, the seating and matter of fact, the whole thing with the whole constitution and stuff, we can use it as a form of educational tool. You know, how the seating, when you address the chair, how you approach it, when you're introducing the chair, when you're introducing the head table, how you go about that, when you're addressing the head table, how you do that. You take all those opportunities, you know, so you don't necessarily, you're not necessarily finding persons when they do a hiccup, but use it as a sort of educational scenario. Because, you know, you have your workshops on protocol, for example, but then sometimes people forget. But, you know, you could use those little opportunities just to, you know, just to rub it in. That would be my point.
Has been called upon to do a tail twisting session, and it's really
It's Line Sonia, we're not hearing you well.
Line Sonia?
Yes, Line Camille, I'm in a car. I'm not able to fully understand what's going on. So
Okay.
my apologies for unmuting.
Okay, that's understood. Okay. All right, Lions, if you have no more comments or questions for Line Camille.
All right, so tail twisters, just go and have.
Oh, Line Walton is here. Yes, Line Walton. Yes, Line Walton. Oh, he's gone mute again.
You're hearing me?
Yeah, yes, we're hearing you now.
I just wanted to say that I'm in the car too, but I'm not in the car with the other person that was just on. That is why he didn't come back. But since,
sure?
since she said she's in the car, I decided to come back to clarify that we're not in the same car together.
All right then, well done. If you say so, we believe you.
I just want to make that clear.
Hey, Line Walton. Thank you so much. Lions.
All right, Lion Tail Twisters. I want you to have a good time this year promoting good, clean fellowship at your club meetings. I'm sure we're going to, before you're in as Tail Twister, you're going to be doing some face-to-face. So enjoy yourself and just be creative and unique in your own style and fashion. Thank you all very much for your participation and your attendance. I hand over to you now, Lion Sherwin.
Thank you, Line Camille. And on behalf of the District 60B Global Leadership Team, we want to present this certificate of appreciation to you. This certificate is awarded to you in recognition of your presentation on tail twisting to the incoming schools virtual edition. We will email you your copy.
I thank you ever so much. I feel special and honored.
You're welcome, Line Camille. And I now take the opportunity to ask Lion Christopher Emmanuel, President of the Lions Club of Castries, to move the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Good evening. Lion Sherwin, past council chair. It's my pleasure to express thanks to Lion Camille Buckham Prince for an excellent presentation. And I think the first thing we need to do is, I do not know if it's to find her or to find the cat that was in the background.
Very good. You see, very alert and attentive. Very good lady, by the way.
Because I wasn't too sure if that was one of the props you were going to be testing us with.
Very good one.
I myself am a past tail twister in Leo Club, and also, well, in our club has changed it sort of. We don't have a fixed appointment as tail twister, but your presentation was an eye-opener, finding out that past President Jimmy Carter was in fact a tail twister. And what I like is the impromptu bits with the games. I saw a game where they were knocking these little cans of bears. I don't know what else it brought into mind. Okay, but just one question. Sometimes there are some tail twisting that is only between the tail twister and the person that's fined, because sometimes they would be twisting someone and they would prefer to pay the fine.
Yes, it happens.
Somehow it robs the rest of us of knowing what the fine is. I got a fine like that in the club once when I attended, I think it was my first online meeting, and I didn't really know about the system. And there I was bareback attending a meeting. So when I went into the next Lions meeting, the twister told me, should she tell the club or will I just pay the fine? I quickly I prefer to pay that fine. So your presentation this evening gives us a lot of ideas how to develop tail twisting, how not to step on toes, how not to, because sometimes tail twisting can be a little boring. And I think especially in the joint meetings, like zone meetings and region meetings, etc. Sometimes you maybe have one or two of the twisters who are not that funny. And I think sometimes they should learn to, quickly give up to somebody who really has the floor rolling. So I'd like to thank you on behalf of the other participants of your excellent presentation, and do wish all of us will implement the various ideas you gave us. Once again, thank you very much and wishing you all the best in this new Lionistic year.
Thank you very much, Lion Manuel.
Thank you, Lane. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Lane Christopher. And Lions and Leos, I hope that this presentation now will remove a lot of the mystique about tail twisting, and that you'll be encouraged when asked to be a tail twister to step up and be a tail twister. Some of you may have some latent talents among you. I can just share with you, I was tail twister 1 internationally, and I remember that Alison Sloan's seal from 60A asked me to be a tail twister at a cabinet meeting, and I've never tail twisted before. And then she said, I'm going to sit on you until you say yes. So you had to say yes. So there it was, my first experience at a tail twister at a cabinet meeting. I then tried it in my club, and not something I would do every day. I leave that for Diana and Dean and those to do. But tail twisting can be fun. It allows you to get rid of some stress. So Lions and Leos, if you haven't done it already, step it to the plate when asked to your club and be a tail twister at least for a year. So I want to thank you for joining us at this 8th session.